Today the podcast is brought to you by USG Canada. If you want some of the best gear in boxing, hit up my boy Howie at usgcanada.com. This is his latest masterpiece that he's made for me, the Dick Guard No Foul Protector from USG Canada. Top of the line. It's great. 100% leather, protect my nuts. Use it as a Darth Vader mask if I want to. USG Canada. Hit up my boy Howie at usgcanada.com. He just got done with Ryan the Real Deal Ford's walkout gear, Adam Braidwood's custom gear and walkout gear, tracksuits for Team Canada. What the fuck else is he doing? I have no idea.
Well, tons of stuff, actually.
We've got a new backdrop coming.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So, hey.
Hit up Howie.
All the fighters, nothing but good things to say. Easy. Always answers within 20 minutes. USG Canada.
He's very quick.
Yeah.
We're also brought to you by TKO Beards. If you want, hands down, the best beard oil products, beard wash, beard balm, beard combs, they got it all. TKO Beards. This is my favorite.
Oh, yeah?
I love this beard wash. It's amazing.
There we go. TKO Beards based out of Edmonton. Hit up Jason. Get 10% off by using the promo code
Final Shot. www.tkobeards.com. We're also brought to you by Onnit. If you're not on it, get on it at onnit.com/TFS podcast and save 10%. Alpha Brain, Shroom Tech Sport, MCT oil, nut butter, fucking elk bars, maces,
and
whatever.
Even the book that our guest talked about today, you would get 10% off the book, both the audio book and the print book. Own the Day by Aubrey Marcus. You get that same promo code, works for that book.
Yeah, also send Aubrey Marcus a message and tell him that this 6-month no nutting thing is stupid.
Yeah.
Brendan Schaub gave it to him on the podcast. Dumb. What else we got?
We got Clinch Fight Shop. Clinch Fight Shop. We use their promo code. Any gear you want. Best fight shop in Canada.
What is the promo? The promo code's the bad guy.
The bad guy.
Use that, you'll save some money on your purchase. Sunil's dope, man. He's cool.
Always got the latest gear, latest toys. The website's constantly updated. Go check it out.
What else we got on there? Sovereign Extracts. We can't even forget about them. Derek's favorite sponsor, hands down, because he likes to get higher than giraffe pussy. Sovereign Extracts. Hit him up for some CBD oil, some THC 1-to-1 oil, the fucking CBD tips, weed tips. They got shatter, butter, whatever you want. Sovereign Extracts. Now, the thing is with Sovereign Extracts is you cannot buy direct from them. They are a wholesaler. What I will do at some point is I will make a post on our Facebook and our Instagram of all the retailers that distribute Sovereign Extracts, because there are some fakies out there now.
Oh, is that right?
So, guys, if you go purchase Sovereign Extracts in the store and you don't see a crown, send them a message about it and let them know where you bought it, because it's fake. Okay? This is the packaging. This is what it looks like. It doesn't get any easier than that. You see the crown, it's legit. There's no crown, it's not legit. Send them a message and let them know. What else we got?
We have somebody had too much Sovereign Extracts today. A little short. We have our I say it wrong over the double.
Buckle Down Productions?
Right.
You mean Buckle Down Apparel.
Right.
If you use the promo code BCB10 on purchase, you're going to save some money. But also, when you use that promo code, you help out our boy Brian Caldwell reach his Olympic dreams. Buckle Down Apparel has some of the nicest athletic gear you can buy. If you want a full tracksuit, that shit my wife hates, fucking get it from Buckle Down Apparel.
There we go.
That's it?
That's it. We're on to probably our most fun podcast we've had in a long time.
Let's get to the podcast. Welcome back to the Final Shot podcast. Today on the show, we've got the 2018 Guest of the Year, multiple-time boxing champion, one of the best we have in Canada, Steve the Dragon Claggett.
How you doing, guys? I'm happy to be here.
As you know, we have Derek Smout on the other microphone off camera because he doesn't like to be on video.
I got a good radio voice, I guess.
So, as of the last time we talked, you had won the award, you were in the gym, and now you've signed a big deal with Eye of the Tiger Management, which is Blockbuster.
Yeah. Game changer. Door opener. um, leverage creator, and financial backup. I guess you could call it all of the above, because this pretty much, it opens everything up for me. The Eye of the Tiger already does business with WBC, WBA, IBF, and all of the above. So they're with the sanctioning bodies, and just kind of it makes the most sense. And the best part about it is I really like Camille and the whole team and everybody, because I've dealt with them a bunch of times on the opposing sides, but we had very professional relationships, and then it was good. I knew it was the right move to make.
It was a very smart move on their behalf. I believe I did post this online, but I feel that they signed you not only just because you're a great boxer, but because you're beating up their guys.
Well, I mean, maybe they see uh, potential to generate. I mean, if I can sell, actually, the last fight that I just had in Quebec City, I went there with the vibe of you guys love good fights. I love being in good fights. This is what I do too. So I went there and just fought, and because I'm not against the hometown boy, I'm not immediately in the bad guy's seat, and I actually make a bunch of friends, hang out, and it was a good trip. Like, I mean, I can take it either way. You can dish it either way. It's all good, but it's nice to work on both ends of the coin.
Now, there's a couple guys that I deal with, you and Adam Braidwood, that are popular over with the Quebec people. And when there's a fight that goes on, a Steve Claggett fight or an Adam Braidwood fight, I get a mass amount of messages from Quebec people about you guys. Bring them on the show. Have them back on the show. We want to know what they're doing. Are they all right? All that kind of stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's I mean, at the end of it, that was how I could relate to people while I was there. I like being in good fights. I love boxing. That's what I do. That's my favorite thing. And then a lot of fight fans are, yo, we love watching fights. So you just click, and it's like, why not? And then obviously you take sides, but we're Canadian, so
Yeah.
we're one step in.
Well, your style of boxing is very entertaining for fans to watch because it's constant forward pressure.
Yes, a habit which I'm also adjusting
Uh,
and working on.
you did tell me you're going to make some changes
Yeah,
and maybe fight a little bit smarter instead of a little bit harder.
yeah. It's like you don't have to push, push, push. It's almost the adrenaline and the nerves that are causing me to fight at such a high pace, because if you're in the middle of it, you pretty much it's all happening so fast you don't really have time to think, and it's weird how it works because you can push into that one.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the patient killer is the most dangerous, because you can sit back and sharpshoot somebody. You don't have to act first all the time. And only through experience am I seeing it from this like new lens, kind of where I'm like, oh, you know what? I can wait the guy out. What if I just fake him? Does he do anything? Like, it's just pretty much calming down in the heat of battle.
When do you sit back and watch your fights after they're done?
Yeah, all the time.
Is there a tool that you see that you have that's very good that sometimes you jam up or just because of your constant pressure forward you underutilize?
My right hand. My right hand's like my hardest punch, and I don't ever throw it. I don't ever throw it. Like I throw it as a short snapping two. I do, and I know how to throw it the right way. But when I will throw it like that, it's my hardest punch, and it's something that I'm working on. It's it's very interesting because I've been learning all this stuff throughout the game of boxing, and I'm pretty much just learning on the fly, right? Like, I didn't have an extensive amateur career. I pretty much just hop into pros, and we willed our way through everything. Even me and Eric de Guzman kind of like trained together and just piece stuff together. Try this for the first time. Let's go on a sparring trip for the first time. Like, you just kind of find your way. So I've been learning on the fly in boxing, and I'm not the fastest learner. So I was I've been figuring things out, but now with 36 fights or whatever have you, I feel like I have a good grip on everything. I'm seeing things from a clearer perspective than ever before. So now it's time to use all of this. I mean, the timing is perfect, essentially, because I'm hitting my physical prime right now at the age of 30.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I can push right now, I see 5, 8, 10 years of like athletes seem to be lasting a little bit longer because the quality of sports medicine and all these like rehab shit that everybody does, like you'll be able to make it to 40 as so long as you take care of your machine.
Yeah.
So I'm aiming long haul, and I see myself right now. I'm coming out the gate with a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge behind the scenes, a lot of hands-on trial and error, and now it's my time. And now this deal with Eye of the Tiger opens up everything because now I'll get consistent fights. I can show what I can do with consistent schedule. Watch my next fights. I'm gonna shine. I'm ready, and I'm already training for January because I know I'm gonna fight in January. And it's a different level of the boxing world, and I feel like I earned my spot. So now watch what I do with my spot.
So I've watched probably 93% of your fights multiple times.
Nice.
Multiple times. And a lot of the times I'll stand up and I'll yell at you and I'll say, Steve, stop going fucking forward because
Yeah.
you have a fantastic jab.
Yeah.
And you do utilize it a lot, but sometimes I see you jam it.
Yep.
And I would love to just see you sit back sometimes and just wham.
Yeah, full extension of the punch as well.
Yeah.
And if you're stepping forwards, a lot of the time the jab sort of arcs downwards because you're pushing with your legs. And like the right way to do it is keep your back strong and keep everything like keep your machine kind of everything expanded, not reaching wide, but just keep the back strong, bend the legs, and like step in with your shoulder high. And it's like if you are trying to go a little bit too far, you'll lose your form. And so the idea is to just drill it with perfection, like at a gross pace. Just do it all the time until you can make it like mechanically sound. It works. It makes sense. And then that's how you do it. Subconscious will do it for you when you're fighting. Like that's the idea, right? You do it so many times in the gym that when you go and fight, you're all nervous and your adrenaline's pumping. You'll still do the stuff that you trained because you trained it correctly. And that's it's something that there's one that I'm building. There's one that I'm fine tuning. I mean, I built it obviously, but you can always readjust. You can always make it better. So
I don't want to critique you because I'm a piece of shit. But the one thing I enjoy most about your fights is the beginning of every round when you just walk across the ring and jab a guy right in the face.
yeah, I see. The thing is that I only know go. I only know fight, and that's like my whole life I've been like that. And then when I'm younger, I'm kind of like a scrappy guy, and then that adrenaline is attached to my fighting, and it's like when I'm actually most patient in the gym, I'm a whole different style of fighter, a whole different being, really, because I fight differently with calm nerves. And so it's a long journey, right? Like I'm still finding my way and figuring it out, and I'm sure every fighter goes through that shit. It's like you have to figure out what works for you. How do you want your mind to be? What state are you in when you go and perform your best? And are you one of those guys who needs to be hyped up and nervous and whatever? He's like, or are you a guy who's calm and he likes to perform when he's like feel like a surgeon? And you kind of feel deadly that way. And then I mean, whichever one works for you, that's one. And then the only one way to figure it out is try it a bunch of times.
It must have been a pretty good feeling though, walking out to that crowd knowing that, oh shit, I'm the A side this time.
Yeah, I mean, I was. I told you, man, I was making friends and hanging out, and we were laughing, joking, having a good time at the weigh-ins, at the press conference, like all of the above. That's what I mean. It's like it's nice to just be able to just be yourself and go there and have fun and fucking go fight, man. But don't get me wrong, I can take it either way. I'm not worried.
The best thing about this deal with Eye of the Tiger is we'll always be able to watch your fights now, whether it be on punchinggrace.com or TVA Sports. They'll all be televised.
Yes, absolutely. And I am gonna make it. I'm gonna try and find a way to make it easily accessible. Well, it already is pretty much. You just gotta pay for it. You know what I'll do? I'll have a viewing party at my gym.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
could do
idea,
that. A little party.
right? That would be awesome, and then everybody can get, because that's part of the fun is to get together to watch the fight, especially when it's somebody that you all care about and know. And that's what that's essentially what boxing, when it comes down to it, when people get like nations behind them and their whole family and friends and everybody behind them. That's awesome. That's what gives momentum, makes the fight more exciting and everything else. So me over here doing this side, and we need somebody over there doing their side, and that makes it an interesting fight.
A lot of the fun for me when you or Adam go over there is I deal with a lot of the haters.
Yeah,
Because they'll message me, they're like, "Fuck, Steve's gonna get knocked out. Adam's gonna get fucked up," or something like that. I was just like, "Hey, man, let's just watch the fight. And shut up, and we'll deal with it after."
yeah, but yeah, but confrontational business equals confrontational situations, and so people will always disagree just because of the nature of the business. My guy's gonna knock your guy out. No, my guy's gonna knock your guy out. There's no like common ground, right? There's no like, oh, you know what? Maybe it'll be like a decision. Like nobody would ever agree on that. So it's extreme one way or the other. You have to, as my dad told me when I was a kid, you have to have thick skin if you're going to be in the public eye. That means if you're going to be fighting, you got to have double thick skin, because not only is somebody trying to break that shit, but people are going to talk a bunch of smack about you all over the place. So just don't take it so serious. That was the big piece that I really realized over the last couple of years. Don't worry about it. It doesn't actually matter. As long as somebody's not boxing me right this second, I'm cool. If they're swinging at me, we'll adjust. But that was something that, like, after going through lots of tense situations, I was like, you know what? I can just chill right now. It doesn't really matter until there's times when you are serious, and there is confrontation, and there is fight time, and there is training time, and all of the above. But uh, going through battle makes you a calmer warrior.
Well, there's only one person I ever have fun with going back and forth on the internet, and it's usually about you and another fella, but Manny Montreal, because it's all jokes. But
Yeah. Well, this at this point in time, Manny and I are actually buddies because we go back and forth as well, right? And then it's always me versus one of their guys from over there. But now I've signed with them, and I mean, who know? Same kind of thing. Manny loves good fights. I love being in good fights. And
he's a
then
he's a
now,
big fan though.
exactly.
Like, at the end of the day, if there's a fight and Steve Claggett's involved in it, he's watching it.
Yeah, and isn't that the goal from my end, and then the goal from his end is to cover the events that people want to hear him cover, and then
Yeah.
we all win. And then, in nature of the business is confrontational, so it started with a fight, and that's usually the way that it goes. And you know what? I've met a lot of friends in boxing after I fought them. I had a lot of guys that the first encounter that we have, we're against each other either by choice because it's like the other team, or by like rules of the game, like we're in the same tournament, we got to fight each other. And then afterwards, it's almost like I showed you everything. You saw everything that I got, and you really hurt me, and I hurt you. Okay, yeah, it's like respect, and then that's where you can separate the emotion from it. So like, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of everybody beefing and talking shit and going crazy and having the weigh-ins and
Yeah.
throwing money and all this like all access stuff. Like that's fun. You get into that, and if you're in that spot, you best believe that the money's going to come so long as you play your role and hype it up, because that's what you're getting asked to do. So that's what you do. And then on the other side of things, I like when guys are very professional.
Mhm.
The guy that I fought in my last fight, he's got 52 pro fights. This guy's OG. And then when I see him, he's like, comes up to me, he just nods, just like, okay, we're gonna fight. And then this kind of guy, we don't have to have all that extra shit.
Yeah.
We don't have to beef it the way, and we don't have, because I know I'm fighting, he knows he's fighting. And to tell you the truth, there's not all the cameras on us to watch our theatrics. So we just take care of business. And it was good. I don't know. I mean, it worked. I just focused on the task at hand, and that's where you can really keep tabs on everything. It's something that I just addressed it. Just realized that. That's something that I noticed. No, this guy didn't want beef. This guy didn't want a massive problem going into the fight. Different look.
Well, one thing we've talked about in the past is the mental side of the sport. And I know that's something that a lot of guys struggle with. I don't want to say that you struggled with it, but a lot of guys seek out professional help.
I did struggle with it, man, and I still go through lots of it. And that was something it's hard, because I'm even thinking I'm gonna start a little something. I'm looking into starting like a foundation of sorts to get kids into competitive sports and things that really test your will and your mettle, because that's what helped me. Like when I was a kid, man, I used to have severe anxiety, and like, all these things that are like not deemed worthy of clinical diagnosis. So it's like, I don't have ADHD. I don't have, um, you know, whatever symptoms. I don't have these things where it's so obvious, but I do have an issue,
Mm.
and it's not deemed worthy of it. But guess what? You know what helps me get through that was sports and camaraderie, having friends, um, and digging into myself and seeing how hard I can push. I was like, you know what? Oh, I was tougher than I thought I was, and focusing on learning a new skill, and then I developed this confidence through achieving these goals internally or working with teammates. And I think that it'll help with a lot of um, issues like that. And just because I had that, man, I had such bad, so like, I had such bad mental issues early in my life, I guess, and I just suppressed at first, exploded second, and then put into boxing third.
Yeah. So what usually happens. Now,
Right?
for a lot of us that follow you on Instagram, not your last fight, but the fight before, we've seen the ups and downs, and
Yeah,
you made it very public.
yeah. Because one, when I'm going, I'll be honest. I'll be like, yeah, I just said it. I don't care, man. That's the point of social media, is to express. So I tell people I'm pissed, and I'm fucking pissed, and I felt wronged. I still, if you ask me now about things that have happened in my past, I'll fucking get all riled up about it still, because that's how I feel about it. And but the trick to that one is that I've learned is get fucking mad, get upset, and then let it go.
Mm-hmm.
You can get all riled up so long as you can get all calmed down right afterwards. And that's where you find the balance. Because if you're mad about whatever it is, and then you carry that with you all day, it's like, okay, I'll tell you a funny story. So I used to train with my buddy in Vegas, Tony, and he's a 77-year-old man from London, England. And he was an ex boxer. He was in the Olympics way back in like the 50s or something like this. And he's pretty much an awesome guy. But I trained with him every day. And every day we'd go to the Mayweather gym. And every day I would drive with him. And this guy would get fucking mad at everybody on the road. And he would carry it with him. And then we would be at the gym. He'd still be mad about it. And I would laugh at him. But he's still my good friend. So that's why I'm telling this story with a good heart, because I care about the guy. But I would tease him about it too. And the thing is, the incident had passed, but he was still carrying the weight of it, because he's still thinking about it, still stewing in, still getting mad about it. And that was something that I learned from boxing. When shit goes wrong, because it will, don't carry it with you all day. Let it go. It's like it's gonna happen, especially now with all the noise that you get. straight from your phone, right to your pocket. Same place that you talk to your mom and dad. People are talking shit, calling you all sorts of names.
Yeah,
So
your
you have,
your cell phone will drop a pile of shit in your lap real quick.
yeah, real quick. So it's like break up with your phone. For remember that it's not the be all end all.
Yeah, I've been reading about people that they decide not to pick up their phone for the first hour when they get up in the morning.
I've done that one. I've done exactly that actually. I like it because if you, as long as you're doing something, as long as you're not sitting there like, oh shit, my phone, like I wonder if, and then it's pointless. But if you like leave the phone on the side, do some yoga or read or something for an hour, then you're good.
You do the yoga?
I do yoga lots. I
Do
started
you?
doing it like 6 years ago now, maybe even 7, 8. But it's something that I knew was going to be a really good addition to my life. I started doing it. I'm so glad that I did, and I never put it back. And then the big thing, I remember when I started, people were like, "There's so many different levels of yoga that you'll discover as you do it. You'll get more and more into it. New things will unfold." And I was like, "That's what interests me." So I went into it and I started doing it, and I I wasn't disappointed. All the things like deeper stretching, deeper breathing, connecting the breath with your alignment, your posture, flexing the muscles as you do it, working like toning the muscles, doing it as a workout, doing it as a reset, recovering the muscles, getting the blood flowing, like working on compressing the organs and regenerating your cells and your, all your systems inside your body. There's all these really proven things that are like deep, man. Like that yoga goes deep. So that's something that I started, stuck with, and I vouch for it.
I've been kicking around the idea of trying. It's a version of yoga done by Diamond Dallas Page, DDP Yoga. Have you heard of
Nah.
that?
No, I've never heard of that, but I know of Diamond Dallas Page, so I support it.
Well, apparently,
It's a big deal.
Jake the Snake Roberts he's a fucking crackhead. Let's be honest, but
Right.
he did the DDP yoga. He lost something like 200 pounds.
Because it will open up like muscle lines and muscle tracts to places in the body that you don't hit. Like people get in these posture habits where they always sit like this or they're always like that, but you're always compressing. Say you're always compressing like your QL in your back, like this muscle that everybody screws up. It's like if you know how to elongate it, you will now get the feeling of it, trigger it, know about it, get it to moving, and it'll kind of like you'll work on that. Now you're including that muscle in your day to day again. You're getting blood flow there, and you're stimulating that part of the body. And I mean that's always a good thing because if you got 100% control of your body, it's much better than 99. You know.
Well, I've been doing this, kicking around this idea because recently I've been told I need surgery on both my elbows.
Shit.
I tore all the tendons and ligaments in both my elbows are all fucked up,
Right.
and I think it's from hitting a heavy bag that's too big.
Really?
Yeah, like it's 250 pound heavy bag.
Were you just wailing on it?
Yeah, I'm a fucking hammerhead, Steve. Just
Impact on the elbows, hey?
yeah.
Do you ice them? You use the ice bath? Do any
I
of that?
I have a cryo thing. I actually got it for my knee, so you fill it up with ice water and then you put like a wrap around and it pumps ice water through it.
Oh, nice.
So I've been
Okay.
using that. CBD. I've had cortisone shots. I sound like fucking Dwayne Lewis right now with the cortisone shots. But I have had everything done, and I have a hard time picking up a coffee cup in the morning.
Uh, man, you need that. Then that what's the next level? Stem cell injections?
Cut my arms off and give me bionic ones. That'd be amazing.
Robot arms are in the future, that's for sure.
Could you imagine? Just be like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger from
You
Terminator.
would, but you wouldn't be able to fight other guys unless they also had robot arms.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be an advantage.
Yeah, but if you both had robot arms, though, it'd be thick.
I'd lie though. I'd get like skin grafts on top of my robot arm so nobody knew.
Yeah, people would know when you start dusting people with one jab.
Yeah, all you hear is like clink. What was that? Sound like freaking Wolverine.
Yeah, and you don't want to do the damage to people. I've seen people hit in the head with metal objects. You never want that. I mean, hands are one thing, serious damage. It's like I was talking to my buddy earlier today, and I'm like, I want to kill the guy in the ring, but only for like 11 seconds. I don't want him actually dead. Like after the fight, you want him to be okay. After the fight, you care about them again. But that ability to want him out of there is, you know, somewhere in there is the medium.
Well, I'll tell you, getting hit in the head with metal stuff doesn't feel nice. I'll tell you a story, actually. I went to a bar fight, like, I don't even know how long ago, 15 years ago. And the fight went my way. And then the guys went and got in their vehicle. And as they were driving by, hit me in the side of the head with a hammer.
As they drove by,
Yeah, they were like hanging out the window, whack,
oh,
in the side of the head with a hammer. That hurt like
it,
a motherfucker.
I was gonna say your head cracked open. I'm assuming.
I got stitches, yeah.
Oh, that's it. Holy sh!
Hammer,
Like
hammerhead.
300 stitches. Holy shit!
I think it was a 25 or something. That wasn't crazy.
That's crazy. The fact that yeah, you must have a hammerhead.
Right
You're
behind
built.
the ear.
You're built to fight because
Apparently not. Shit keeps breaking, Steve.
yo, a hammer out of a car to the side of your head. That's supposed to break. It's supposed to do more than that.
It's true, but yeah, metal things to the face don't feel nice.
No, not at all. I've seen and witnessed, and I don't know. When I was younger, guys always were fighting and pull because nobody wants to lose, right? So everybody pull out a weapon because they don't want to lose, and then you also don't realize until you do something like that or witness something like that the severity of the outcome. When somebody gets baseball batted in the head and everyone realizes, yo, like he's like not dead, but like looks like in the middle of dying, like yo, like it scares everyone. It's very real kind of situation, and then you kind of, it's like that's why some of the nicest guys I ever met used to be the baddest dudes ever.
Yeah,
You know, you learn compassion through the opposite of it, like seeing this really bad stuff because now you want really good stuff for people. So I mean, we all have our own journey, but yeah, at the end of it, across the board, metal to the head, not very nice.
have you ever watched the TV show The Walking Dead?
I've seen little bits of it. I can't get into this whole zombie trend, to tell you the truth.
Well,
But
the show's not actually about the zombies. It's more about the people surviving. But there's a scene in the show where a gentleman named Negan baseball bats like three people,
right,
and they all die. That's what happens when you get hit in the face with a baseball bat. You die.
oh yeah, for sure. Like it's heavy, man. That's like a. It's because the blunt object has no give. So steel to skull, boom,
Yeah,
nasty. And I've heard that Walking Dead actually has wicked plot line, by the way.
I recommend it 100%. I think you should watch it. I think you would enjoy it.
I mean, I don't mind a little blood and guts either.
Well, you would get the cerebralness of it, of these people wandering around all over the place, trying to not get bitten by these things, but also be able to eat and raise their kids and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see the interest in that, as long as they have good writing and it's like, what is the human nature of this sort of extreme situation?
Well, it's cool because they depict a scene of what happens when all civilization goes away and it's mano y mano. There's no more law. There's no more judges, juries, cops. It's just you and me, and I want what you have and you want what I have.
Yes, smartest, followed by the strongest, followed by the followers.
It's literally survival of the fittest.
Yeah. So the mind comes in first, the body comes in second,
It's interesting.
right? That is.
What book are you reading right now?
I'm reading "Own the Day." "Own the Days" by the guy who did On It. What's his name? Aubrey Marcus.
Yeah.
And then you just it's a lot of very practical stuff for like how to make the most of each day, like living. So it talks about all these um like pretty much stuff that I love to do already. UV lights, getting sun early, and like the times to work out, and tapping into like the better times of the day to do specific things. And I mean, it has a whole bunch of these little hacks and other ideas that have been nice as well.
Well, Aubrey Marcus guy's an interesting fellow because he's a little crazy.
Yeah, I've heard. I don't really know much about him, to tell you the truth. I just got the book because it looked interesting.
I was listening to a podcast today with him on it, and he was talking about how he's not going to have sex or like rub one out or anything for 6 months.
He may explode.
That's
Coming off of an open relationship with a fucking dime piece.
Well, maybe that's what set him off the other way. He's so crushed. He's like, you know what? 6 months. I'm out of here.
Maybe. Who knows? He's got an interesting story, though.
a good book. I've read it. Yeah.
He's got a... Oh, yeah, Derek's here. You knew that, right?
Yeah, I read the book.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, and he's got some interesting takes on things. And it's kind of, it's just a well played, like own the day, kind of own your life.
Yeah.
Own
Yeah.
So just baby steps, little things make a big difference, ripple effect type things. When to eat. He had an interesting comment about nicotine. I don't know if you've got there about the positive effects of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting talking about that. Just, I don't know, he gets a little off the edge when I got to the part where it's like into the music, learning a musical instrument, or kind of dancing around drums at night
Right.
in your pajamas. Kind of gets weird. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. But he's a unique character, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah, I hear you, man. I mean, like, practical use, so a little bit over the top in some. And you know what? You can always take from books like that, because I'd rather have a little over the top than a little underwhelming.
Yeah, he doesn't consider that you might have a full-time job and a kid too. It's kind of
Right.
it's ideally for the guy that can afford to do that stuff.
Right.
He doesn't consider some of life nuances. Other than that, great read. I'm glad you're reading it. Actually, Tanner's wearing the shirt, and they do sponsor the show. Yeah, nothing but good things.
Right.
I think everybody in life is a little over the top with some things, though.
You have to be.
Yeah, like you're
Yeah.
over the top with wanting to beat the shit out of people.
Yeah, I now get paid for it. I've
Yeah.
been doing it for my whole life.
Derek's rubbed the first layer of skin off his penis.
For sure. That not November is not working over here. That's for sure.
Have you seen this No Nut November thing? I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I got wind of it. Are you familiar with the Steve?
I heard of it like two years ago, but it didn't actually catch wind. Now, this is the first year that I've seen it, and people are like all the way in now.
Well,
Ridiculous.
I do a different nut November. I nut every day in November.
Ridiculous. It's a fucking ridiculous idea.
What's it supposed to do for you physically?
well,
Is it a reset?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's people are talking about more confidence, getting out of the house, being more aggressive, testosterone levels going up,
Oh.
being more focused on what, and knowing that the power of sex, how much it controls your mind, and when you can deny it, you have control over your body and mind. Interesting concept. This is what I've read. I lasted 72 hours, so what am I saying?
So the production of testosterone doesn't come from holding in your shit.
No, that's why it's all a delusion. But it's an exercise in like self-discipline, and there is some chemical effects, I'm sure. And I mean, you know how fighters always do that. They're like, don't sleep with no women before it makes your legs weak, and it's like, but there's both ways work, right? Like it's also been proven that sex and having girls around is like a high testosterone boosting agent.
Yeah,
Right.
But the pent up energy, I don't know. Like it's all matter of preference. It's all matter of preference.
I think that's what it is. It's all in what you like. Like you take a guy like Mike Tyson who had all the women before
Right.
a fight. All of them.
Right. Right.
And then you go to another. Let's just say Lennox Lewis for instance. Maybe he had none.
Right.
Doesn't affect him.
I don't think it. It's all in
It's a
what
matter
you.
of preference. It's a matter of preference, and there's only one way to find out, and that's to try both ways.
I'm not willing to try that one though. I don't think.
It's sketchy, but anything that you rely on something external to get the job done, you're in a crash course for problems.
It's very true.
Steve, when you moved your camera, I got a glimpse of the muscle massager behind your head.
Oh, he's got the jackhammer.
Yeah.
You love it?
I have that.
Believe in it? Is it good? Is it a real deal? Because they get expensive, and I've seen some add-ons that you just add to your jigsaw to fucking like a hack. But for us, a hobby, an MMA coach out of the TriStar gym was really pushing it, and I was wondering if you like it.
I do like it. I'll tell you a funny story. I met a buddy when I was down in Vegas, who, actually no, sorry, I was in Indio, California, for the last fight with Eves, and then I met I should like snitch him out.
Do it.
But there was like this, his gym was selling all these ones, and he happened to get a couple, and he flipped me one for like mad cheap, and then I ended up getting one for like nothing, man, like $100 or something like that. And then these things are going off the shelf for like $7.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got a steal of a deal, so I took it. Communication, connections make the world go around, man. That's why you be nice to people. You never know what you could get. So I use it all the time. If I got a knot in my back, it's like it's useful. It's just sometimes you can't like reach. It's like very hard to massage the center of your back. If they were to make like a hook device, I'll show you something. I forgot you guys could see me. I was just kind of like, shit. Check this out. I'll show you a funny tool that I have.
Yeah.
Do you get what the fuck?
Yeah, that was the #1 tool Tim Ferriss recommended.
Wow. What do you do with that?
The back.
You can get all of the things like this because it goes around like that, so you can massage your own back. I don't know what it is, an S tool of sorts.
I got the name, yeah.
Looks like an S hook. You'd hang a fucking plant from it.
Man, it's good because you can get. This is like one of the ones that I would say is like most useful. One of the ones that's most useful. I'll show you some other shit. This is funny.
No, this is fun. This is ideally
This is good. I like it.
Yeah, this people can use these. Hey, check this out.
What are you gonna do? A handstand?
Okay,
What is
see
this?
this?
Yeah.
Well, they have the vibrating one. This one's not the vibrating one. This is just a regular one.
Fuck
It has all the little grips in it. You stand on it
Okay.
and you massage out your foot. So me, the guy with plantar fasciitis, I'm breaking down all the tissue in the center of the arch of my foot because that's what plantar fasciitis stems from. And then now I'm actually getting good grip with my forefoot. I'm breaking in all the muscle, and a lot of power and snap and explosiveness comes from your forefoot.
Yeah.
So the more you can kind of nerd that out and get like grip, get control of those muscles in your foot, it's very useful. So another thing that I do is I put a foam roller right next to a countertop so I can just stand on it. And I'm actually rolling out my feet the whole time when I'm like writing my schedule or doing some sort of notes or something for the day, because massaging the bottoms of your feet is very important. Reflexology is, it's years and years and years old. And there's a reason for it because a lot of things do stem from the bottom of your feet. And if you can have a good grip on all of the muscles in there, you can prevent a lot of stuff. I've had times when I had a sore left shoulder and I massaged the shit out of my right calf and my foot, and it actually releases because the muscle tract goes up diagonally throughout the body. And so a lot of times your feet, your low body can be the root for the problems that you have in your arms, your shoulders, your upper back, lower back.
Very cool.
Things like that. I'll show you another couple funny devices that I got in here. Because why not?
Is that hard like an Indian rubber ball?
Yeah, it's like rock hard.
So
It's
you
like
could roll your back out too.
you could roll your back out. You can roll your shoulders out. The one that I like for it is rolling out your shoulder. So you lay on it, dig your shoulder into it, the deltoid, and you just kind of do windmills because a lot of fighters have that very very tense in the front deltoid.
Yeah.
Like that one's pretty much normal, man. Okay, I'll show you a hilarious one. Okay, see this right here?
Yeah.
Iron arms.
Just
Okay.
like the shake weight.
Yeah, this one's all forearm.
Nice.
So
Oh.
you get. So this is the idea, right? So I'll hold it like this. You go like this. You crank it like that, and it's all for the forearm. And now, when you do it, you can do it like you're punching, and you can do it kind of extending your arm this way and turn it out.
Okay.
But it's like one time Tony Badia, he was a Canadian middleweight champion back in the day when I first went pro. He came up to me after one of my fights on the KO shows, and he said, "Steve, you're good, but you can't knock anybody out." And I was like, I think I can. Funny thing was, I had just knocked out a guy named Billy Arnott. I had stopped him, but I didn't knock him out actually. So maybe he was right. And he's like, you know why you can't? And he grabbed my arm. He's like, look at your forearms. I have like little wrists. And I'm not like I don't have little wrists, but I don't have like huge. I don't know what it is. I just don't have huge forearms and hands. And he's like, this is why. He's like, look at mine. He shows me he has like a baseball sized forearm. This guy, and he's like, if you punch with like, if you hit with something solid, the moment of it, the impact is more solid. That's the general idea, right? So the harder your hands and stronger your forearms, you do that like rice bucket shit where you put your hands in there and do all the things for your forearms and wrist strength, you'll hit with a more concrete tool, right? The weapon's more concrete. So the harder your hands are, essentially, the harder your punches can be because you're not going to break your stuff. It also gives you the confidence to throw full power because you believe in it. So you work on your hand strength, work on your wrist strength, and it really helps. It really builds a lot, actually. So that's why I have that stupid thing.
Cool.
You know, I think it might be a detriment to be like an intelligent, like book smart fighter.
Why is that?
You
Overthink.
fucking overthink things.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. That's why. That's me.
Yeah.
That's what we're
You know,
getting at,
through
yeah.
and through. But you know what? It's like that's I don't know, and that's your path. And you got to get to it. So yeah, I think of everything about the fight a million times before every day of every fight. But through this, I'm obviously doing something right because I'm overcoming a lot of the times and doing it and coming out on the other end feeling like, oh, I really improved, I really developed. And I think that that's the point of boxing as well, because not only are we making a living off this, but fighting for the fans and everything, but you got to find your way.
It's true.
And that a lot of times guys forget about that. It's like, I'm not fighting for everyone else. I am. But like at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit if I'm like when I'm done fighting. Nobody's like, "Oh, yo, Steve, like let's all do this and I'll plan this. I got you for the." No, I'm on my own, so I'm planning for that as well. And it's like that's where you need to be not selfish, but you got to keep yourself in mind.
Yeah.
So plan ahead. Think about yourself.
So over the span of your career thus far, you've had 30 some odd fights. You've won a whole bunch of trophies. What's
Yeah.
the one that you sit down, you're like, holy shit, I can't believe I won that one?
I don't know. I like all of them. I think the one that has most impact right now was the Petros Ananyan one, the IBF Intercontinental, and that one will probably carry the most weight for a long, long time because not only did I lose a family member in the build-up to that fight and have very significant passion and drive towards winning that fight and making it count, but it was also a very hard fight, and the guy hit so hard. And he was so strong, and he was way bigger than me. It almost reminded me of my first amateur fight ever. The fact that he was so much more than me on paper and through the eyes, and then beat him anyways. Like go through it, and that's That one, when I look, I mean, the belt, it looks the same as the North American title IBF one, which is the one that I got that I beat Eves for. And I mean, that one carries just as much weight as well, because that was like go against the grain and beautiful victory. And that's why, I mean, that's the value of belts. That's why you have them. That's why you keep it, because you go back and think, oh, that was a trip of my life. Like, that was one of the trips of my life. That was another one of the trips of my life, and they're directly connected to it. But the one that I want is the world title, and that one will have the real weight, because it was something that I didn't even fully grasp the concept of until this point in my career.
See,
So,
Derek, I thought he was going to say the Guest of the Year award.
For sure. We kind of say, yeah, that was a setup. Oh.
Oh, look at that. He's got it in the house.
Shit, you made up for it. You made up for it. Thank you for that.
what's up?
Yeah, motherfuckers. What's up now?
I love to celebrate. I have a good friend of mine. He says, until further notice, celebrate everything. And I think that's a great way to approach life, because this shit is stressful, man. You might as well just like have fun with little things. That award, I'm pumped about it. Yes, thank you guys. I'll put it up there because I'm happy. And then my belts, I put them there because they make me fucking happy. Good. And I think that's a big piece to managing, especially in boxing, man. There's so much negative. There's so much bad and hate. And I can't just like my guy. I gotta hate your guy. And it's like, okay, I understand that. And it's like, before I'm like gonna battle that, and it's like, how can I beat that? And it's like, now it's not about that. Now it's about what I'm doing. So, the journey of a boxer continues. Self-discovery, right?
On that note.
Well, on this show, Steve, you're the reigning defending champ. I think that you've made a hard case to go for a two-peat this year.
Because I'm just talking nonsense.
We love it, man.
Hey, there's a psychological aspect to the game, and if you don't explore yourself and in the gym and in your house, you won't know how far you can take it when under pressure. And you gotta use all those deep tools in there, and everybody's watching. So practice.
Well, I'll leave everybody today on a note that maybe some people will take this and some people won't. But in every aspect in life, there's humor to everything.
Yep.
Whether you're getting hit in the face, kicked in the dick, somebody's making fun of you, somebody's calling you a fat piece of shit online, there's humor to everything in life. And if you can find it, life will be that much better. There's 99.9% of the time when anything comes out of my mouth, I'm joking.
Hey, life is to be enjoyed.
It is. 100%. Steve, you got any sponsors you want to thank today?
I want to thank Momentum Health in Calgary, which is the best physio that I've ever been to my whole life, and they fix me and Hakeem up all the time. I just want to thank my gym, Southpaw Boxing Gym in Calgary. We're now the biggest, and you should see our setup there. We got a whole gym. We have the most space now, and our team's growing again, and our gym is just beautiful. So shout out to my gym.
Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to stop by there when I was in Calgary.
We'll road trip it. We'll road trip it.
You're welcome anytime, both you guys.
Right on.
I like Warren and Vlad. They're cool guys. I like them. Every time I see Vlad, he comes up and he's talking to me about taking my shirt off in the wintertime.
Yeah, Coach is an OG.
I really like him. He's funny. I get a kick out of him. Steve, thank you very much for taking the time. I also want to thank Eye of the Tiger Management for making a very smart decision and giving my boy Steve a home, somewhere where he can go compete, guaranteed fights, good fights, titles, money, all that. So thank you, Camille. Punchinggrace.com. If you guys want to be able to watch Steve's fights, go there. It's $11 a month. You sign up for a quarter, it's $33 for every 3 months, and you can watch Steve fight, Ulysses, G-Time, Simon Keene, Adam Braidwood, all the Eye of the Tiger guys, David Lemieux, Arslanbek Makhmudov, that big German fucking crazy monster. Guys, it's all on punchinggrace.com. Get over there and sign up. Steve, you got anything else to say?
Just that I'm saying what you're saying, and thank you to all of the above. And just wait and see what I have for the next couple fights. I'm gonna bring out the other style, the other side of myself, which I've been working on for a very long time. Something that I'm excited to present. Last fight, I showed a little glimpse of it. This next one, I'm gonna show even more. So check out my next fights because I have something special in store.
And that's the final shot.